Okay. By now, most of you guys have figured out that I have an obsession with lights. Lamps, lanterns. I'm a fucking moth. That's my spirit animal. I'll make a cross between a moth and a raccoon. These lavender cookies are amazing, by the way. So, I scout around. I find cool little nook pieces, from shelves and shit. I found this one. This is actually pretty fucking cool. Right? Look at that. It's a cool light, right? Well, the only problem is it takes batteries. And I fucking hate that. It's so annoying. Especially when you gotta I keep rechargeables around, but you gotta find AAAs all over the place. So I have a good solution for this. These little guys. I've been using these for quite a while. In fact, coincidentally, Big Clive just did a video about these guys. They work great. So here's a light that I built a while ago. I bought this last year. So it's a candle. And I use flicker LEDs. Check this out. So it just uses a flicker LED. And what I did was I actually embedded a small rechargeable lithium cell in there. And a switch. And one of these guys like so, which by the way, I had to pick all the wax out of here because no matter how much I sealed that socket, it wicked. It wicked bad. So, yeah, there's an example of what I've built. I like to build these because then you don't have to worry about leaving an actual candle going and having to worry about your bloody house burning down because I'm terrified of fire. I mean, I love fire. I'm a plasma junkie, but on the same note, I don't want to come home and find all of my possessions on fire. Let's turn that down a little bit. That might be better. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to pop this little guy apart. Oh, happy Hanukkah, guys. To everybody who celebrates Hanukkah. Christmas is coming, but Hanukkah doesn't really get enough credit. So, let's take a look at this, by the way. And by the way, I can actually change these LEDs if I don't like the color. And I have a feeling that they're cold white, which is no bueno. That's all that this thing is. It's a switch and a little whatchamajiggy. So let's, and by the way, here's the batteries I'm going to use. So these batteries are actually out of a iPad, I believe. And so I just saved these batteries and I solder them onto things and I just charge them and put them aside. That's no good. This one's already prepped and ready to go, by the way. Cool thing is that the wider tab on these guys tends to be the positive. So this is positive, this is negative. It also has it printed right next to the barcode. So what I want to do first is I need to grab a set of probes. I want to see what color these lights are. Because I don't want to put all this effort into something and find out that I hate the color of the lights. I'm just going to hook up the power supply here. And we're going to set my power supply for 3.7 volts. Actually should be 4.5 if these are alkalines, but 3.7 is nice and safe. Here we go. So let's power this guy up. It's got a resistor on there that should help. Maybe it'll help if I turn it on. Nope. Actually, that's not a bad color. That is it's not a warm white, it's a soft white. So I'm cool with that. So let's do the next step here. Alright, so let's get rid of these little leads. I should bring my soldering stand down here. I should turn my fan on, really. Get the Tony gave me this, my buddy. I made it cordless. Alright, so first of all, let's get this off of here. So that is... Why do they always switch on the negative? That's digital logic. Okay, we're going to take this guy off of here like so. Alright, that's off. You know what? I wonder. I mean, I could just pop this guy back in and then stick these guys right over top of it. Although I could also tuck these guys inside and not use that at all. and then I can just glue the switch into the bottom somewhere. Maybe I'll do that. Let me grab my cutters. There we go. Alright, there we go. So now, I can take this. I really should put some heat shrink on that. I don't like the fact that that's dangling around like it is. Might have a piece in here that'll fit too. Let's see here. Turn this off for a minute. I think this yellow will fit perfectly fine. So I'm going to stick a yellow on here. And that will stop it from shorting. And I'll use a little bit of hot air here. There we go. I know this isn't one of my usual videos, but I just love lights and stuff, so. Alright, so now we've got that part done. Let's go to the battery output on here, and I'm going to use the negative first. Circuit output. Oh yeah, I gotta turn that on again, don't I? I don't want to suck up these god-awful fumes. After poisoning myself a couple of weeks ago, which I'm very embarrassed about because I'm stupid. We'll call it Sarah's Folly. I'm hoping that I don't get bloody lung cancer, and I'm not joking about that either. I've exposed myself. I've burned my lungs quite a few times now just by being stupid and careless. And sure, you can call me out for being stupid and careless, because I have been stupid and careless, and I'm a great example of things that you should not do. And I'm not saying that facetiously. I'm dead serious about that. So I'm praying that I haven't developed problems. Right now I actually have a little bit of a mild case of bronchitis because of the soldering that I did a couple of weeks ago. Well, not soldering, but I used this blowtorch to remove parts from a circuit board, and I'm not going to publish that video because I'm embarrassed and ashamed of doing so because I'm an idiot. There. So we've got, simple as that, we've got our connectors on there, our leads to power the light. The light is now connected to the output. So we've got our switch and this. Now this, the battery needs to connect directly to this, so I don't necessarily need two of these cells. So I can just use one, and this is positive right here, and this is negative, which is indicated here. So I'm just going to connect the negative first. And we're going to break out some hot glue. Because hot glue is the best way to adhere things to other things. Well, crazy glue works too, and so does epoxy. Now, I already charged these batteries up because I'm pretty good for doing stuff like that. I like to make sure my batteries are topped up when they're stored. Let's try it out. There we go. So now, I've got a USB-C rechargeable light. Now, you're probably wondering why this candle is sitting here, and it's because I don't want to break out my hot glue gun. So, I'm going to do something else which I love to do, and that's going to be abuse hot glue. Alright, so let's see here. So first of all, let's figure out where this is going to go. So we've got this stuff over here. I'm just going to tuck this battery in like so. And then I think everything else can just go in here like so. And I could make a little hole in the side of this for the USB, or I could simply do this, because chances are I can just plug it in like so. That works. And as you can see, it's already charged. So really, I could just do this, and then if I ever want to, I can actually plug a cord into it, which would actually be a good emergency light too, wouldn't it? So first of all, let's secure this. Alright, so I need something to hold this. Holy shit, that worked well! Alright, I don't know where the camera is, because, you know, the camera's usually up here, but I moved it because I created a filtration system for myself. Alright, so first things first, let's secure this the battery in place. So I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue here. And I'm going to put it on top rather than underneath, because it'll make it easier to access if I need to service this thing. And the temperature of this hot glue is not hot enough that I have to worry about blowing my cell up. We're talking maybe 300-ish degrees. I swear when I poisoned myself a week ago, my voice has dropped like an octave. That's not good. Canadian healthcare, too. Wow. Go to the doctor. Hi, I exposed myself to this. Here is my circuit board that I, toasted with a blowtorch. The response that I got back was not what I was hoping for, and I'm not shaming the doctor. I'm just a little disappointed in medical in general. Well, you've already been exposed. There's really nothing we can do about that. I'm like, well, could you not take this board and just check and see what I've exposed myself to? Yeah, no, there's really no point, because you can find out for yourself just doing your own research. I'm like, alright, and besides, there's nothing we can do anyway. Can't check and make sure I didn't scar my lungs or do anything ridiculous. You can't just look into that, maybe preemptively check me out for possible bronchitis or pneumonia or any of that wonderful stuff. Nope, just let me know if you have any problems in 2 months. Okay. What if I have a tumor or polyps in my lungs? I'm terrified. But I'm also an idiot, and I do stupid things. So, what's the saying? Play a stupid game, win a stupid prize? I don't know. Alright, I'm going to glue this switch in here like so. It's just exposed underneath. I'm just going to take this like so, and put a tiny dab of glue right there. And then I'm going to push these wires in here so it just sits naturally like so. And I'll put a little bit of a blob over here. I just want it to be just low enough that it's not actually... Yeah, that's good. And just to double check... Yeah, we're good. Now, if I really wanted to, I could cut a little hole in the side and put a little spot for the USB plug. But I'm a lazy prick. Actually, a really proper thing to do would be to dress all this, hide it all, and then potentially put a piece of felt. Because traditionally when you make lamps, you put felt on the bottom of it. And that seals off the bottom so you can't see inside, and it gives it something soft to rest on whatever surface you're placing it on. But instead, I'm going to just rub a little bit of hot glue here on my circuit board, which I don't really need to do, but this will just ensure that I don't accidentally short it out somehow. And there are 10 times better ways to do what I'm doing. I'm just being lazy. There we go. We got enough, and of course all the wires that need to be protected are protected. And I can actually take my hot air gun here, turn down the wind speed, and I can even out this a little bit very, very carefully without heating up my battery. I'm going to put my finger here just to feel it. What I'm trying to do here is just get a little bit of heat on top of the circuit board. And what I'm doing is I'm trying to get the hot glue hot enough that I'll just flow a little bit without heating up the battery. So that took me 15 minutes. Not bad. So now, I'm just going to take off a little bit of this excess glue so that you can't see it when I put it on a shelf. There we go. She is done. So now, I have a little switch on here. I have a spot for the USB-C port. So what I could actually do is I could actually take a drill bit and go through here and just go upward and make a little slot for the USB cable to go through. And I believe that I could unscrew this and pull the rest of the LED up. And I can also do something about making it look a little bit nicer too, I guess, if I really wanted to. Like so. But there it is. See how simple that is? You want to help the environment? You want to save money? Do you want to save on having to have a billion AAAs and AA batteries kicking around? Well, guess what? That's how you do it. You recycle batteries that are perfectly fine, because in most Apple products, one or two cells are fine. The other cells, usually one cell's bad. That's usually what happens. In most lithium packs, there's one bad cell that takes the rest of them down, so it's easy to fix. So when most shops repair the packs, they don't have the facilities to rebuild the batteries and make a full pack again, so they just throw the pack out, and people like me scavenge them, and then they just replace it with a brand new pack. And that's by Apple's design, by the way. They're a very horrible company. Most big companies like Apple and Samsung and that really don't give a shit about the environment. But I just pull the packs apart, and I get my batteries like so. And this is not a good example, by the way. This is out of a this is off of a battery pack for a drone, and it turned out that they used some kind of a material that's not true metal, and I couldn't weld to it, and I wrecked it. But anyway, these little guys here, you get a 5-pack for $5. They're super cheap. These little USB-C charging ports. And if I go to charge this now, watch this. Red means it's charging. Blue means it's fully charged, right? I've got a little switch on here. So now I can just set this here like so. And let's turn off the lights so we can actually get the effect of this. I don't know, I think it's kind of neat. Maybe the Logitech will pick it up better. Nah, with the balance, it doesn't really work very well, but it's kind of a neat effect. So, I mean, like, this is a cool little light. I'm going to stick it on a shelf, and it'll look really cool with the little fairy lights inside of it. I like it. It's cute. It's got smoked glass here to give it that nice amber look. So, yeah, there you go. I do this with everything. In fact, I'm going to pause for a second. I'll go grab something else to show you. Alright, see the salt lamp? Well, if you've watched any videos, I can't remember if it was Veritasium or Mark Rober. I think it was Veritasium. They did an experiment, or he did an experiment to find out if these things actually release negative ions. No, they don't. It's bullshit. In fact, if you want to become exposed to negative ions, best thing to do is sit next to a waterfall, or sit in the bathtub and have a shower, because the falling water will create a field of negative ions. So what I did, knowing that this was bullshit and that these guys were more decorative than anything, because I'm into the occult and spiritualism and stuff, I like having these around for decorative purposes. They kind of add to the atmosphere. So I got rid of the incandescent bulb that goes in it, and instead I installed one of these little boards. And in fact, let me see here. I need a charging cable, because this one's actually one of the older ones. I've been doing this for so long, modifying things to have rechargeable lithium-ion packs. This one's actually micro USB. So all I've got to do, and you see what I did here, I installed the switch and the battery in here. Here's the charger. And I put felt on the bottom. Well, actually it's a pad. So now watch this. This one's dead. I can plug this in, and realistically the way this is designed is I could very, very easily simply stick this on a shelf with this cable plugged in and run it off of that, or I can charge it like so and set it on a shelf without a cable. Neat, eh? So this is what I made a while ago, converting a decorative lamp into a USB rechargeable lithium-ion device, and it saves me having to use batteries or plug it into the wall. And in the summertime, I actually have solar panels, which I use to charge my battery packs and bring them back inside and charge a lot of stuff. So a lot of the stuff's powered by solar. So there you go. Are you tired of wasting batteries? Do you want to do something to help the environment? Recycle your battery packs. Pick up some of these little USB-C recharger circuits, or charging circuits, and start converting all your stuff. Because if it's got 3 cells in it, that's alkaline, 4.5 volts. 1.5 times 3 is 4.5. If it's nickel metal hydride, dried, it'll be 3.6. So are you seeing the commonality here? That's basically the full swing range of a lithium ion, or lithium polymer. So yeah, you can basically swap out most of these little lights. You can swap out their batteries for lithium ions, and there you go. So anyway, thanks for watching. I know this wasn't a telecommunications video like all of you guys prefer, but it's getting close to Christmas. It's a few days away. We're on day 2 of Hanukkah, and I don't know. It's a very appropriate time to make pretty lights. So anyway, there's my season's greetings to you guys. Happy Kwanzaa too. Happy Yule. Any other holidays that are coming? If I've forgotten, it's because I'm an ignorant North American. So, no, I'm not trying to be mean or rude or anything. So don't cancel culture me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that was edutational and you might enjoy. And I'm gonna go back to stuffing my face with my cookies because I love lavender cookies. Well, fucking good. Bye, guys.